Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth and we are doing our March wrap up today. Oh my goodness, it's been a really long day. And March was, to me, it seemed like such a long month. I don't know why, but to me it was really long. Anyways, I read a total of 8 books. Yes, 8 books. That to me is a lot, but it's really not what it seems because I'll explain. So, the first book that I read was Shiny Broken Pieces by Shauna something and Donnell Clayton. This is a sequel to Tiny Pretty Things, which I finished at the end of February. I'm still watching the TV show. It's completely different from the book, and that's kind of like what's putting me off on it. So I don't know if I want to continue with the show. But anyways, March was a long time ago, and I read 8 books, so let me see. The girl that got, like, hurt in the first book comes back here, and everyone, is giving her, like, the warm welcome, because she was the prima ballerina. Everyone is giving her the warm welcome, and she just turned mean. I mean, I can't blame her because of everything that she went through, but she's not who she used to be. And then you have, I forgot her name. The new girl, it's not Gigi, that's who it is, Gigi, and her become friends. And then she kind of like, Gigi got things done to her as well. So then this girl, I forgot her name, the other one, the one from the last book, the one that got like pushed. I really don't remember her name. I'm sorry, Cassie is what it is, I think it is. Anyways, so Cassie's like, oh, you need to get revenge on all these people that did all these things to you. So Gigi kind of becomes somebody that she isn't, and she seeks revenge for the things that were done to her in the first book. As the book progressed, she kind of realizes that she doesn't want to be that mean girl. That's not who she is. So this book, I like the fact that it kind of taught a lesson as to, like, be careful who you associate with because you will become them. And then at the end, something happened at the end that I graduated high school. It's like their senior year, like everybody has to go somewhere because they can't be at that school anymore. So they either get accepted into like the head company of that school, or they have to go elsewhere to find a job. And when that happens, it's kind of like, it's something, I'm a high school teacher, so it's what I tell my kids all the time, seniors or not, it doesn't matter, from freshman year all the way to senior year, I constantly tell them, when you get older, you will see exactly who your real friends from high school were, because those that you think are your friends in high school, by the time you graduate, you won't be friends with everyone that you were friends with in high school. And I told them, look at me, I have 3 really good friends from high school. Do I miss the other ones? No, because what we had was our time in high school, not now. Of course, they don't see it that way, but it is what it is. But this book, at the end, they kind of proved it, because the 2 girls come together at the end to have a friendship that I never really thought would happen. Let me look at my Goodreads to see what I rated it. This book I rated it 4 stars. This book left me wanting a little bit of more romance, and I'm not going to say why because I don't want it to spoil anything. But it really did leave me wanting more romance, because I feel that aspect, to me, wasn't finalized enough. I think that they could have delved a little bit more into that, and not so much the girls. But whatever, everybody has their reasons for doing everything. Maybe they felt that the romance wasn't that important in a YA book. The next book that I read after that was You've Reached Sam, which I will put up here because a student of mine, her cousin, is borrowing it. It is another YA book, but oh my God, what a sad book. I am proud to say that is my first 5-star read of the year. It is about Sam, who he dies. And then, I forgot the girl's name, but Julie, I knew it was a J. So everybody, of course, when someone passes away, everyone who's left behind is left picking up the pieces. She was so devastated that she doesn't go to his funeral. Any possession that she has of his, she gets rid of to kind of that's her way of grieving, because she really doesn't believe that Sam is dead. So one day she's missing him a lot, and she decides to call him, just to hear his voicemail, just to hear his voice. But he picks up the phone. That's where it gets interesting. Is it really Sam, or is it someone else? Or what is going on? As the book progresses, spoiler, so I'm gonna let I'll put it here, spoiler. It is Sam. Is he dead? Yes, he is. But that's kind of like magical realism there. Something magical there, and I just felt that it would like, she felt that she needed that communication. But he was the one that needed to call her. Because if she called him, like, it wouldn't work. It was something that, like I said, March was a really long month, but that book had me in all my feels. It is a story about grief and loss, and just, it was done beautifully. The ending was beautiful, and it brought me to tears, and that's what I love about a book. So definitely, I recommend it. Now, if you don't like sad books, then obviously I don't recommend it. But if you love sad books, go for this one. It is a super easy read. It is YA, so there is no smut. So it's like a good palette cleanser. If you like that type of book, but you want to like differentiate a little bit, it's a great palette cleanser. So I gave it a 5-star, and look how good this book was that I literally probably started it on March 2nd or 3rd, and I finished it on the 4th of March, according to my Goodreads. That probably was when I read it. So yes, I started it the 2nd, probably at night, and I finished it the 4th. It is a small book. I mean, it's not that big. It's 296 pages, so that probably helped. But I really could not put the book down. And then that got me into like, not a slump, but like a little sad mood. You know, I wanted to read a few sad books. So the next one that I read, and I'm kind of proud because I'm reading books off my backlist because I have started buying more books, even though I said I wouldn't. But anyways, the next one that I read was Archer's Voice. I gave this one 4 stars. It's my first Mia Sheridan book. It's about Archer. You're told at the very beginning that he was abused as a child, and something happens where he lost his voice. But this is my thing. What intrigued me was, did he really lose his voice? Because at the beginning, like, he actually talks. Like, you see dialogue between him and others in the book. So what happened to make him lose his voice? Or is he just pretending that he lost his voice so that people, like, leave him alone and don't ask him about his past? So then you have Archer, and then I forgot her name. Oh, and I have to say that this book, I actually read it on audiobook more than half the time. Bree is her name. I was so surprised. I actually paid attention to an audiobook. So round of applause for me. Yay. Especially when I was trying to put my son down to sleep, this helped a lot. So anyways, and then we meet Bree, who's running away from something as well. You don't find out what it is until later on in the book. But she's also running away from something. And she runs into Archer, and the same thing, everybody tells her, oh, you know, he's mute, he doesn't talk, he's kind of dumb, you know, because he can't talk, so he can't express himself. But her father was deaf, so she learned how to sign, which is the way she was able to communicate with her father. And, like, de casualidad, Archer also knows how to sign. So they started having communicating with each other through sign. And I thought that was really unique to give Archer a voice. But now the real question is, can he speak? Because obviously he knows how to speak from the beginning of the book. You see dialogue. But can he use his voice? You'll have to find out. This one, it did make me cry because there was a part at the end that I was having a heart attack. Like, oh my God, what happened to these people? But I gave it 4 stars. I guess it was some disconnect with the audiobook because I have 2 small kids. Sometimes my brain goes off to La La Land. So I guess because I didn't get like the full experience of it, I only gave it a 4 star, but it was really good. I do recommend. And then I uploaded the books that I want to read in the spring, and one of them is the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Score. I am very proud to say that I read, the first 2 books. I started the 3rd one in March, but I did not finish it in March, so it's not going to be in this video. But I did read these 2 books. Things We Never Got Over is book 1, and then Things We Had from the Light is book 2. This one deals with Naomi and Knox, and then this one is Knox's brother, Nash and Lena. So in this book, Naomi is dealing with the fact that she's got a cuckoo sister, twin sister, and everyone thinks that she's her sister Tina. So she goes into the small town of Knock 'Em Out because Tina says that she needs help, she needs money or whatever, and she kind of gets stuck there because Tina steals her car and does a whole bunch of things. She discovers... Yes. So I'm not ruining anything because it's all in the back of the book. So she discovers that Tina has a daughter, like a tween. She's like 11 or 12. That she's, now has to take care of. So she meets Knox because everyone's like, oh, Tina's here at the coffee shop. And it wasn't Tina, it was Naomi. But then Knox, he's kind of like, to take Tina out. Tina out of the coffee shop. But then he realizes that it's Naomi. And of course, you know, they're gonna have a romantic relationship and things happen. But then there's also a mystery aspect of it. I mean, I know she's got a mystery series, Lucy Score. I haven't read it, but there was like a mystery aspect to this, and I did like it. Let me see. Okay, so this one does not talk about what that mystery is. But something happens to his brother, and the mystery is who is behind it and like why, out of all people, like why his brother. So this is where the mystery starts. The next book, which is book 2, Things We Hide from the Light, deals with Nash and Lena. Nash is Nox's brother, and he's whatever happened to Nash, you know, it's the brother here. And then this goes more into who did it. We kind of find out who did it, and we have an idea as to why. I'm not going to say anything because I really don't want to give anything away. So I don't know how to go about this without giving anything away. But anyways, we find out the mystery still continues. We find out who did it to Nash and why. And then you think that it's resolved, but then it's like a mob type thing. So they still have to deal with the big mob boss. And I'm going to leave it at that, because then book 3 deals with the big boss. But like I said, I didn't finish reading that book in March, so it's not going to be here. As you can see, there was only 4 books, but I did use my local library and I read 4 books from them. Don't have them with me because I turned them in. And I read the first 4 Lore Olympus series. It is like a Persephone's and Hades retelling. It is a graphic novel, so I really don't know how to feel about that. I mean, it's cute. I have to get confused. I'm used to just like reading words and kind of imagining who's talking when I'm reading. But I have to sometimes like look at the book and say, oh, okay, so it was so-and-so that said this and so-and-so that said that. It does deal with Greek mythology, and I don't know a lot of the Greek gods, so I am a little bit confused as to who and who is. I really don't feel like Googling who is. But anyways, the series is cute. So it's a Persephone and Hades retelling, and this is kind of like how they met. Something does happen to Persephone in the first book that was strong, and then it's something that she carries with her. But anyway, she keeps running into Hades, and they start to like each other, but everybody's like, oh no, Hades, you're like 2,000 years old. She's only 19, like you can't possibly have feelings for her. And then she's very young, so she feels, oh, he can't possibly have feelings for me. And it's really cute as the book develops, or as the series develops. In book 3, oh my gosh, she finally told somebody what happened to her, and I was like, good goodness gracious, girl, hallelujah. So I was happy about that. In book 4, whatever happened, whoever did what they did to her, she kind of told them off, like, you know, we're gonna play by my, if you want this, but then not her, but like, she's like, we're gonna play by my rules. So this is the relationship that we're gonna have. I'm not gonna be rude to you. I will say hi, I will say bye. Do not touch me, do not look at me, do not interact with me unless it's to say that. And I was like, girl, finally, she put on a big girl pants, and she finally did that. So, and like, I don't know how to go about the rest of the series without ruining it, but it's really cute. I still have to read book 5, and the book 6 comes out later on in the year. I really don't know when. But either way, those are the 8 books that I read this month. It was a good reading month, but like I said, it really wasn't what it usually is, because I usually don't read graphic novels. I usually just read novels. Of course, like you saw, sometimes it depends on the size. But either way, it was fun to be able to read that much. I did have spring break. But I am going to be honest, I was by myself. My mother-in-law went on vacation to her home country to visit her family. And I was by myself with my 2 kids. I did not read as much as I thought I would. I was like, oh, okay, no. At nap time, I'll put them down. Yeah, no, at nap time, I was cooking, I was cleaning. No time for mommy to relax. But that's okay. I would not trade it for the world because I love my kids. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below if you read any one of these books and what your thoughts of them were. And I'll go ahead and I'll catch you next time. Bye.